Thousands of garment workers turned into essential employees virtually overnight when the demand for face masks surged in Los Angeles, but it comes at a price. I'm Renee Eng in downtown LA, where garment workers shared with me why the pandemic has made long-standing issues in the industry even worse.
Stitch by stitch, sewing has been a way of life for Francisco Tzul for over 15 years. It's a job that pays, but barely.
For the $300 that I get a week, it's only to pay for the rent. What about food, clothing or entertainment?
Tzul was scraping by, but it got worse when the pandemic hit. He lost his job in a garment factory and couldn't find another one. So he jumped at the chance to work for Los Angeles Apparel, sewing face masks. The job paid double what he was making before, but something else worried him.
The first time I got there, I realized that there were so many people. And well, you get nervous because of the pandemic and the virus and all of that.
He says work areas were separated by cardboard. Sewing machines weren't cleaned properly. And during lunch breaks, workers took their masks off. 3 weeks into the job, he caught coronavirus and spent over a week in the hospital. What Tzul went through at the factory, which LA County shut down after 4 workers died and over 300 got infected, highlights bigger problems in the garment industry. Poor working conditions and low pay, which can average around $5 an hour.
That's why workers end up in the factory, doing 10-hour days. Often, the majority of workers are also working a half day on Saturday.
Workers' rights organizer Daisy Gonzalez says employees desperately need a guaranteed minimum wage, which a new bill called the Garment Worker Protection Act would ensure.
So many workers are in, sweatshop conditions, also producing our masks, also producing our hospital robes, and are, risking their health in other factories as well, and they need to be paid, what they deserve.
Tzul says he was excited about making minimum wage at LA Apparel, but it nearly cost him his life.
I just want to say that I'm really happy to be alive. That's one of the most important things for me now.
He's still sewing for a living, but hopes by speaking out, much needed change in the garment industry will come sooner rather than later.
Francisco says even though he is back at a new job in the garment industry, he's taking extra measures to make sure he doesn't get sick again. That includes bringing his own mask to work and also physically distancing himself from his other coworkers, like moving his workstation, his sewing machine farther away. As for the Garment Worker Protection Act, that passed the California State Senate and is headed to the Assembly on Wednesday.